All right, folks. Round 3. Both these players are already confirmed to be in the 10K Silver League. If they win this, they get the reward of being up against Jordan to fight for the potential Gold League spots. Yeah, Jordan, tough test, of course. Jordan will be the favorite against whoever it ends up being against, but I think both players will love the opportunity anyways. Ozone playing as the Chinese here. Already pushing his deer right away. So it's a really clean start. If you can keep your idle TC time below 20 seconds, you'll be pretty happy with the Chinese start. And then Combito has gone for the Shu. So we've seen a lot of Shu today. And it's a civ that feels very strong on this map. Though, I would say, if I was playing as the Shu, I would definitely want one of the bigger wood lines. He's not choosing to do that. On Acropolis, wood is really the toughest test. This is a nice lumber camp spot for Ozone. He's got wood all around it. I really don't like this lumber camp for Combito. Though, to be fair, if he wanted a better lumber camp at the top of his hill, he might need to travel a little bit further than Ozone. So, if you build this lumber camp, you just need to know you're going to need another one at some other point. Okay? See how it goes. We've got Ozone probably just pushing in his deer, maybe the potential to open up with scouts. But I think the thing that they might struggle with on this version is competing for the pond in the middle. Both players scouting with their sheep to find any wood lines that could be down towards the middle for now because they're just pushing in their deer. You do have a very lonely corner down here where there's a random tree and a wolf. The latter version of Acropolis will generate wood lines down here. We tried to remove that so no one can have a sneaky wood line. There is a little bit of wood here. I don't think that's going to be a big factor. I think what will be a big factor is all the golds. All the golds and all the wood lines are essentially in the same spot here. So that's something in the mid game. I have yet to see an Acropolis game go Imperial Age. We've seen a lot of these games end in Castle Age. Actually, it depends on the definition. The previous game, we did have a player hit Imp, but it was like hit Imp and ended the game. I have yet to see Imp versus Imp here. And Ozone bringing the villager to the middle as well. On his way to build the dock. And Combito should be able to do the same. But for Ozone, he doesn't actually have scouting on it yet, so it's a little uneasy to move out there without the scouting. And he'll find the shorefish there. He'll drop his dock. Ozone, I think, is going to be inclined to play water. We've seen most players make a fire galley or two. And if you do that, it's almost always archers. So I think it'll be the same for Combito. Both civs are good with archers. I think fire ships and some archers would make sense. Combito pushing in the deer here. Combito's a player who, many players in this bracket, wasn't around too much in prior years. So he's improved a lot. He's been active on the ladder. I can tell you he's really consistent, really tough to break. But I think where he will lack experience is in tournaments, and under the bright lights, right? And also, I don't know, is this an individual who comes prepped to a tourney set? So far, it seems like everything's pretty smooth. Certainly has practiced a couple builds here. Certainly has played to get here. A nice hit there from Combito. Ozone on the way up already. And Ozone moving villagers over to wood. Feels like second lumber camp at the top of the hill is Ozone's plan. So not going to the bottom. Like I said, this lumber camp is pretty good as far as Acropolis standards. There's a lot of wood around. This is not so good. And he's going to go to the middle now. Okay. And then a couple of villagers to gold would be what I would expect. So he's able to make the initial fire galleys. Ozone needs to wall this villager, though. If you don't wall on this vill, that villager could be sniped by the starting scout. Ozone scout, game number 1, runs into the TC a little. And he sees the barracks now. So he sees the barracks. He did not see a lumber camp here. Did not see a lumber camp here. You could sometimes think that there is going to be a lumber camp somewhere else. Like, let's say there's a wood line over here. Maybe Combito could be down there. So you're always second guessing it until you see one. And now he sees it. And now he's like, that wood line is crap. He's got to be somewhere else. Now he sees the gold. Also walls in the dock villager now. We've got Ozone up about a minute faster, which is significant as far as the water is concerned. And there's not a lot of fish here, but this is just the start. And we've got Combito adding militia now. And also is on this wood line, which Ozone will see. But Ozone isn't thinking about militia here. He isn't thinking about the late man-at-arms. I think he's just thinking about the water, and he's thinking about archers. That will be Ozone's weakness. Ozone is very meta. He needs to scout, and okay, he'll see it. So now he knows. I think Ozone needs to immediately think about archers. He needs to pre-wall everything. Walls were already on the way up, so it looks like he expected it. I think he needs another palisade so he doesn't overchop. And then he needs the archery range, and there's the archery range almost immediately after we say it. Only one fire galley for Ozone because of this. If you go for 2, you don't have the archery range time. So fire galley's chasing. It's annoying because the dock will actually block the damage. So the fire ship is trying to hit this, but it's hitting the dock instead. So it's not actually killing the fish. Ozone will have to micro that. And it's tough to micro there. And Ozone's scout could probably go down there. And now the fire galley is out for Combito. The militia are on the way to this wood line, but it's not man-at-arms. It's just the militia. Panicky time here for Ozone. This is not what he'll want. He'll think it's 3. He'll think it's man-at-arms. He could lose a villager to this. This is a really good opening for Combito. The 2 militia and the scout finding the perfect spot. And Ozone quick walling it, saving the villager, kills the militia. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. And doing that the start of the game is like, yeah, dude, this is what I'm bringing to the table today. And saving his fire galleys as well. Does have a lot of TC idle time compared to what he would want. But he's got the archers. He's weathered the storm. It's because he got housed there. Lots of transitions that will need to be focused on now. But the main one, really the biggest one, is going to be farms. So far, no farms for Combito. He just built the mill, so he's just unlocked the potential to do that. There will be a demo. There will be a big demo. Demo's out. Ozone has very little time to react there. He kills the scout, though, and he's adding his own demo, and he can also snipe the repair villager here. So with the repair villager out of the picture, and a demo on the way for Ozone, he could land a really big shot in about 60 seconds here. Repair villager's down. Repairs are still happening for Ozone. Demo could come out. If he hits both ships, he kills them. Combito flees. But it doesn't matter. And that's so good from Ozone, too, because he knows he's going to get the kills anyways. As long as he moves the ship. As long as he moves the ship. As long as he moves the ship, it's the same thing as last time. It's the same annoying thing as last time where the dock blocks. He does get 1 kill at least. Damn, dude. So much micro there. That was crazy. Again, skirms are out. Farms are going to need to come out for Ozone now. Neither player has fletching. Eco is really even here. I like how Combito's played it. The only thing I'd say is you really need to have fletching here, maybe. But maybe not, though. Skirms, they can still chase down the archers. You kill off the archers. You don't have to worry quite as much. Ozone will drop the stable now. He's losing his fish, but both players lost their fish. I would say you can give up on this now. But neither player wants to give up on anything. They don't want the opponent to have any opportunities here. And Combito will see the stable, so he knows exactly what this is. 7-7 on the KD, guys. And archers for Combito. I'd love to see a second range right now. If your opponent's adding in scouts, second range would be very nice. So no fish in the middle, no real economic value to the middle. But having that pond, and when units run through here, the fire galleys could be kind of annoying. So Ozone has armor on the scouts. This is before fletching comes in and Ozone moves forward. Doesn't have fletching yet. Doesn't have a lot of units. Needs to wait here. Needs to back away. Farms are looking good for him. 12 farms. Both these players are fast, by the way. Really high APMs. Really high APMs. Crazy APMs. Almost seems like Combito's maybe a little bit faster. Just slightly. Combito's adding in more spears. Combito's mixing in the archers. It's crazy. It's only on one range. Like, this range is producing like crazy right now. And no tower for Ozone. If he was worried, he would tower this. Armor being in. The scouts are tanking a bit more. Ozone still doesn't have fletching. I think he needs fletching right now for those archers. The skirms are going to run forward now. The archers are going to loop around. Hope to snipe the spears. Didn't hit the spearmen at all. So there was a lot of valuable hits there for Combito. With no fletching, it's tougher for Ozone here to snipe the archers and to snipe the spears. It was a pretty even fight. But scouts are tougher to get to, so... The scouts here slowing down your castle age by investing into the food. Those units are pretty weak. Still no fletching for Ozone. Does he think he has it? To have this many range units and not have fletching definitely feels like a misplay. For Combito, what a build, guys. What a great job. Second range is on the way. Resources are climbing for castle age. Bloodlines now for Ozone. Bloodlines on 5 scouts. Doesn't feel ideal long term. Unless he adds more scouts. And still no fletching. I just don't think he knows. I think he assumes he has fletching. Combito senses this is about to get worse. Combito's backing off now. Building a tower on the wood line. I think Ozone will realize now. Like, he's trying to hit those vills, and it won't hit, and now he's getting fletching, yeah. I mean, the earlier fight could have gone a little bit better with fletching, and that could affect any decisions you make from there, right? That'll be a scout gone, or a villager gone. And Combito's on the way up, hoping to play towards crossbow. Honestly, forward tower right now would hit crazy hard for Ozone, but... And you can't build a defensive tower, which you might need. I think I prefer Combito's position. This is the thing about the Scout Edition, right? Delays your castle age. That's why these fights needed to be a bit stronger. And now, this will be a significant castle age difference. Combito has the spears. Combito has a big group. This is not something that Ozone can really fight. And Ozone not being up means that this could be big time over if Combito hits the right spots. Now Ozone clicks. Nice reaction. One villager's down. And Ozone just going to hold, and he's just like, please don't be on the way to castle age. Please don't be on the way to castle age. Please don't be on the way to castle age. It's kind of tough right now, but I'd like to see Ozone consider, like, at any point, it would have been nice to try and get the scouts into Combito's base, try and go somewhere else, but, like, where do you go then? And then if there's skirms in the group and you don't have the scout support, you can't take any engagements. Really nice micro from Combito there, just to run side to side. There's so many archers in this group. Ozone needs a fight, but he can't really take a fight. And now Combito's up. So, things have not gone according to plan for Ozone. He needs a tower. He needs to tower his woodline immediately. He doesn't want a tower because he wants to be able to build TCs, but you're just dead if you don't tower. Okay, he's running. He'll abandon the hill. There's, like, no wood up here. And Combito will see that. Obviously, if he built the tower too late, all the villagers get denied. He does have a market. So having a market means that he can buy and sell a little bit. So you want to adapt by sending more villagers to gold, essentially. Ballistics on the way for Combito, who is already taking some stone for potential second TC as well. Playing crazy sharp. We've got thumb ring on the way as well. All these upgrades are cheaper with the shoe. Ballistics will be in about 10 seconds. Elite skirm in 25 seconds for Ozone. He only has 5 skirms. He's going to need more than that. This is not going to be a very good fight. Combito's running forward with the front group. The group on the back is firing now that Ballistics is in. So he's like kind of dodging on the front, while also the group behind is getting free damage. This is amazing. And it could be game-winning damage. Okay, the skirm's got armor instead of the attack. But this is painful for Ozone. Combito. Crazy adaptations. And guys, the Shu playing archers, if you actually balance your economy combined with their eco bonus, it's insane what you're able to do. You're usually going to be up to Castle Age so much faster than your opponent. And then Imp as well is a crazy difference. Wood situation's still not great, but he'll TC this one. The skirms are an issue, but he can add the Siege Workshop. Could actually make a... what's the thing called now? The War Chariots? What is it? The War Chariot? Yeah, a couple War Chariots would actually be really good right now. There's no other armies looping around here anymore. Ozone is just stuck on his hill. He needs to turn this around. And he will also go for the Siege Workshop. I'd like to see Ozone be more aggressive here and get closer to these crossbows. But with the siege there and the fire galleys, it's tough. And if you get too close, you could have problems. Nice micro. But now he has to run behind the wood line. Guys, this is sharp from Combito. Like, this is really sharp. Second TC's up. I mean, KD's even. But, like, the micro and control is crazy. And Ozone splits into a shot. Just doesn't really have the numbers right now. And he'll have to just hope he gets a big hit here with the rocket cart. The confidence from Combito to fight up the hill is even unreal. But he knows the Siege Workshop. We'll add a rocket cart and backs off for now. Normally, I'd say Combito needs to add farms. With the Shu, I don't think you have to. You just toss everything on wood. You have 30 on wood, and then you've got enough food eco for 3 TCs, as long as you've got a couple farms. So he's got the right idea there. Ozone will drop the second TC, but he is not on the... He's not in a position where anything looks good for him long term with the resources, unless he takes some big fights. And that's not going to be good enough there. Remember, still no ballistics. Res collected still somehow even. I guess that's the Chinese for you. Combito's crossbows, they somehow killed 2 different crossbows there. I think he's just stopped microing, but sometimes they'll target different groups. It's actually a real... I always stop micro because it's just easier for me. I think that's a reason why you could consider stop micro instead of force selecting at this point. Or focus firing. He's got 10 on food, apparently. I guess a couple of that is some fishing ships. He's got 36 on wood. But 36 on wood that brings in like 9% food for every wood that's brought in. That results in 90 seconds of TC idle time on 3 TCs with only like 6 farms. It's crazy eco. Ozone does have the second TC. Ozone needs a really big hit here. He needs some type of counter damage. It's been really tough for him. He will drop a third TC. He's done a good job to stabilize it. I think ballistics with his skirms could make things interesting. If the Shu ever have to play into Cav, they really struggle there. That's where they'd have to play their unique unit and play White Feather Guard. We are seeing the farms for Combito. Combito's still adding the occasional fishing ship as well. He's got a much bigger army, but he has not been able to go for the kill and finish Ozone here. 2 mangonels from Combito. That's crazy. Because if that's 1, Ozone sat on the hill because if it's 1, it doesn't get the kill. Ozone never expected there to be 2 in there. That's amazing patience to get there, but also so sick how fast he moved out. Might consider a stable, just for like 1 or 2 He Guang to clear that. But now he's attacking the TC. T90, you wake up and you're a shoe. What do? I say, nerf me, devs. I look in the mirror and I say, I'm far too strong. My economy is unreal. To be fair, you could say the same thing about the Chinese Civ. But this is Ozone's #1 pick, right? Like, I'm not sure about the shoe, but I think the shoe's got to be a high draft priority at this point. People know how insane it is. Combito is playing so good right now. T90 ignored the joke. Sorry, I tried to use your joke to get my opinions across. Ozone running away here. Look at the amount of outposts from Combito now. So he has vision when the siege comes through. What do you do with the shoe? You build the outposts, and then your opponent can't see you. I blame chat for that, but guys, Combito is just destroying here. This Mangonel, the Mangonels are also faster, by the way. So with the Mangonels being faster, they could chase this down. They can be microed easier. It's like 10% faster, I think. Ozone has just not been able to breathe. And for a while, the resources collected was even. But it's not really even close right now. Big attack around there from Combito. And Ozone's looking into the darkness. Combito can see everything with the outposts, even outposted over here. He is locked in right now. That extra speed really helps there. He does lose it anyways. But being able to move side to side faster when dodging shots makes a difference in how much damage you get. You end up taking. Like there. That should go down with any other Civ. He loses it anyways. Oh, big shot from Ozone. That was good. Ozone's still holding. He really needs something wacky. Like, I think what I would do right now is I would try and castle drop this TC. Just bring a bunch of vills around, all these vills, run around and castle drop that TC. You can't just be reacting all the time. You're reacting, your opponent's ahead of you, and they'll just turn it around somehow. And good micro there from Combito as Ozone hits the attack rounds. Ozone wants to clear this and then drop a castle, I think. But he loses his rocket cart. It's been inevitable for Combito so far. Might be how this set goes, by the way. Whoever wins just gets that early snowball and just dominates. Both players have very similar style in that regard. They get ahead, they stay ahead, they don't take a lot of risks. Combito had like 30 vills in queue a moment ago, and he cancels some of them. And getting to gold mining, heavy plow, stone mining now, more techs coming in. Ozone lands the shot, but that's on the hill. Combito able to wheel away speedily. Combito able to micro. And Combito should lose his Mangonel. Nice job from Ozone. And Imp is on the way now. Look at this economy. 1 minute and 40 seconds of TC idle time for Combito. This is crazy, dude. Crazy. More ranges now. And he's playing unreal. Ozone's the favorite, but this is sharp. This is kind of what I was expecting. I was expecting to have the same narrative about Ozone, right? Like Ozone being super sharp, super competitive, super well prepared. I don't know about this castle, though, Ozone. He is trying to idle for Imp. This is a painful one. Like, sure, it's good that he's held on, but it's painful that the entire game he has just been behind and just... He's clinging to the edge of a cliff right now. Not a fun feeling. Yeah, Mangonel speed, too strong. Lands big shots, saves the one Mangonel. Castle could still be denied. This is over. Also, Ozone is imped on the front. So, Imp might not even come in. Which might be good for him at this point, just so he can get out of this game. This economy is unreal from Combito. Unreal. Crazy economy. Outposts on both sides to get vision everywhere. And, Looks like game one is going to go for kind of the new kid on the block. I don't know if he's a kid. I think he's like 20 something, 19. Somewhere in there, but Imp is already in. Ozone might want to play on a little bit longer, but like, nah, Castle's going to be denied. Micro is perfect. Sheesh. That was crazy. That was crazy. That is... I'm pausing just to think about my words for a second. I mean, Shu are insane. Don't get me wrong. But that is one of the like cleanest micro macro plays I've seen with archers the entirety of Titans League Bronze so far. So that was insane. That was so... It made it look so easy. Look how fast he was. Like, Ozone's not a slow player. Ozone's faster than many players who were in gold. Some that are even in plat. But that was... Sheesh, dude. That was really well played. I think the key here in this game was actually Feudal Age. Ozone didn't have fletching there. There were some tiny micro engagements on the water that could have gone either way. But Ozone lacked fletching on his archers. And then also he took a couple ill-advised fights with the scouts. But I think the ill-advised fights with the scouts happened because he didn't have fletching. His archers weren't able to do the damage they needed against the other units there. So yeah, GG, well played. KD looked good. Eco looked amazing. I do think the Shu were OP, but so were the Chinese. I think they both probably drafted heavily for it. Yeah, it was number one pick from both. All right, so game number 2, Combito looked insane. In game number 1, Ozone has to turn this around. Ozone has gone for the Goths, and Combito's gone for the Romans here. So we have seen a lot of infantry on this map. And sometimes we've seen the Dark Age militia, and a lot of them. Goths could do that. There's different builds that could be attempted. If you're going to go for that strat, if you're going to go for the early barracks, Goths are good at it. But they're not as good at it as the Incas, which we saw in another game. I'm catching up to live time. I am certain that Ozone is doing the build I'm talking about, and he wants to stop Combito from pushing in this deer here. And Combito's like, I might lose this. I'm going to push this guy in. He ends up pushing it in anyways. But the scout's now on 3 HP. Now, in the end, that's not horrible for Ozone's plan. Because now there's less resistance. Combito doesn't have a very strong scout. But at the same time, Ozone doesn't have a strong scout to maybe be able to block. But yeah, guys, this build, I think we're going to see 5, maybe 6 militia here. And Goths might actually mean you move out to the middle and take the hunt. So the idea is you make the militia so fast and you make so many of them that you hit their wood line and they cannot wall it in because of that rocky terrain. Will Combito confirm this? And does he have a plan to beat it? Okay, he sees it. I think what you could do, because like this early barracks is actually really inefficient. What you could do is you could just add your own barracks now. I think it's what he's doing. Honestly, Combito's build is really smart to match this. He gets Loom now. Like, to me, it feels like he knows what's coming. I think you should know what's coming, though. It's been this prevalent. And you see the player who does this always brings their scout forward to stop the deer push. This is more efficient than anything Ozone has going for him. He's taking straggler trees. He's walking to the middle. He's even building the mill. But how many can Ozone make? How many militia? Can he make more? Nice quick walls from Combito. As he gets the house down, Ozone only has 2 militia. He's got a 3rd in queue. Really difficult to properly produce villagers and militia at the same time. This takes practice. But it's only 2 militia. I don't think Ozone was expecting Combito to be matching him. Usually people don't try and match you. And they end up like just going to trying to go to Feudal Age, and then they get overwhelmed right before Feudal Age. Oh man, Combito gets to the other side. Combito can get some really good hits. Ozone has to run away. Honestly, could have been worse. Really surprised he didn't lose the militia there. Now what Combito doesn't have is the hunt. He's walking back and forth to gold. He's going to take the berries. But, like, Ozone's going to need... Eventually, you need a lumber camp. Wood is the most important resource in the game, right? Lumber camp, if you don't calculate it, is going to hit hard. I guess you got one more tree here. But he is really pumping up the numbers. And, of course, it is a little bit cheaper for the Goths to do this. And it's fun because the Romans have the efficiency of their eco. And then the Goths have the carrying capacity. Scout blocks a little bit. Scout does go down, but Scout does some damage. But that militia can actually be healed in the town center, guys. Ozone! Oh, that was really bad. Yeah, that was really bad. Especially since that militia can sit in there and heal slowly, but still heal. That's amazing for Combito. I really like the build. I would actually say stop producing now if you're Combito. Ozone, I think, is going to have to continue. I think you just get stuck, but I think if Combito thinks he can get the Feudal, get a few more on berries, maybe you just stop. I don't know. Maybe not, though. Because if you don't have the food and you're not producing, you could get overwhelmed real fast. Yeah, never mind. I take it back. I think you got to keep making them. And you just got to stay forever Dark Age, and you just got to farm now. Mining camp on gold seems like a really good call. The only advantage for Ozone that he has is that hunt in the middle. Does have the lumber camp up on wood now. What a great, like, start for Combito. This is honestly so smooth. I know Ozone is a very prepared player for this bracket. You can tell Combito is as well now. It's funny how much less we've been seeing players who are still in this bracket playing the ladder. Like, they're never playing ranked. They're always playing practice sets. People have been going crazy behind the scenes. Someone says, this feels better for Ozone, but I'm noob. I think it's really close. I think it's really, really close. Could go either way. I always like to, in a close game, I lean towards the 5% greater efficiency for Romans. Just because of how, like, you know, efficient that eco is, right? Big militia fight. Ozone baited him hard there with that one militia. But now Ozone's staying in the fight. Yeah, I think if you stay in the fight this long, you just gotta see how it goes, and you can't run. Maybe now you run. That was pretty even in the end. It's silly, but Combito could just keep healing up inside the TC. He's putting all the weak ones into the TC. Look, that other guy's almost brand new now. He's still making more of them. Podrick says, why not wall to the woodline? You can't. Obviously, this would never happen if you could wall. The strat is because you can't wall on the rocks. You're not able to on this map. Ozone's still moving out to take hunt. Wouldn't hate a new mill there. Who will go Feudal Age first? They're both getting close. Watch them both click the Feudal at the same time. That would be crazy. The other thing is, if you're in Ozone's position, you misjudge fights and the situation when the militia are not around. So you're not seeing... You think you have better army than you actually do right now. But I think he should have an understanding that some of those guys are healing up. Ozone's still making more militia. Combito's clicked up to Feudal. Romans can be really strong in Feudal Age, but you need your lumber to stay alive. And the militia taking down the two houses here as well. Combito will throw a militia away. First real sign he's getting a little rattled by this. I think he's undecided on if he brings his militia out right now. The nice thing for Ozone is he has plenty of time and space to back up. So if he sees his opponents in Feudal, since he has the map control, he could just back up, wait for his own upgrades, and then charge back into the fight. That's fine. The concern is going to be Romans should wreck here with the double armor. Obviously, Combito needs to build a lot more houses right now. It's funny that Ozone is just taking down his houses. Getting any value that he can. That's 3 houses down. That's a big deal. I wouldn't have hated taking down the barracks, but maybe it's too late for that. Yeah, I think if you see your opponents up, now you back up. Now you back up. This should be instant blacksmith from Combito so we can get armor, and an archer range so we can mix in archers. This is the new Rocky Forest meta, guys. Both players have done it. We had someone try and break this meta with the Khmer the other day. That was really cool. So Ozone can back away. This is the build that everyone's been thinking is OP. Ozone will get man-at-arms. But just like checking the amount of units, it is about the same, and there will be armor as well for Combito. Combito does not have a scout. He doesn't know about these vills. We do also have armor for Ozone. So yeah, I think Ozone will wait. Nope, he won't wait. He does the opposite of waiting. But he can make another unit here. He can wait 15 seconds. Not the situation you want. He's going to go double range. Will Combito fight this? Ozone will fight this back with vills if he has to. And then his units will come from the other side. Yeah, he'll fight with vills as well. Let's see how the Romans do. This should be good for Romans, but we got the vills in there as well. And some of those man-at-arms for Combito are attacking villagers that haven't died yet. And what might end up happening is only 1 or 2 villagers die, and then Combito loses his entire army. Man, the armor is strong. But it was only 2 vills. So two villagers down on the wood line's actually not that big a deal, and now you have an army advantage. So that's not horrible. Ozone's also going double archery range. That could have been way worse. Also double archery range. It feels like I'm going to have to ask around, but this to me feels like both of these players either trained with each other, which wouldn't make sense because it would have saw the bracket, or they trained with the same people, dude. This is too soon. This is Beery versus Don Cabron. This is the same person. This is suspicious. Sorry, too soon. This is just crazy how similar their builds are. Like, both double range, both tons of militia. This doesn't just happen, man. But Combito's execution has been ever so slightly ahead. And I think that's also this civ. Like, having Romans here. 5%. Someone do the math with the resources collected, but that could just be the 5% right there. Ozone seeing that the archers have armor. Ozone's man-at-arms are going to counterattack, and if he can land a good counterattack, that would be insanely good here. He actually should be going full skirm, by the way. There's no need for Ozone to be making anything but skirms once he has armor. Crazy micro. Crazy micro. Crazy micro, but Combito has the numbers. Ozone will have more archers on the way. Not great for Ozone. Still surprised he doesn't have skirms. He will drop a tower, but he has been completely overwhelmed in the fights here, and there's some weak villagers from before. Again, Combito will hit Ozone. Will massacre the wood line. Ozone has to hold. He does have a counterattack happening. Maybe he doesn't want to make skirms because he thinks he can go Castle Age. Combito should sense that there could still be men-at-arms because he hasn't seen them in a while, but he doesn't seem like that's on his mind right now, and the units are going to come through. Ozone needs some kills here. And he gets to the other side of him, and yep, Combito just completely forgot about that. That's what Ozone has needed, not only in this game, but in this series, is a counterattack, some counter damage. He just needs to turn around there, kill that one. He needs to run away now, but he's microing at home, and I think he's losing at home. Yeah, he is losing at home, which is why he's distracted. Combito's micro is great, and now Combito sees skirms, and is Combito just going to back off? Seems like it. Back off, wait for upgrades, and you're actually fine. Again, I'm really impressed with Combito. I expected Ozone, I would have said like 3-1, maybe 3-2. And that Combito would maybe win on the closed maps or something. But, like, this is clean, dude. This is so freaking clean. Every single game. And the worry for Ozone now is he had to make a couple skirms to defend. And if he doesn't take a good fight, the skirms won't do anything because it'll be crossbow against him. Ozone needs to be up. Ozone needs to be in Castle Age now. Combito did sell a stone. So Ozone has an opportunity to dance here. You can start to take some fights, but he loses an archer. That's so many archers. Whew. Yeah, Ozone wanted to play full crossbow. He wanted to do the same thing Combito did, but he had to deviate from the plan because Combito got ahead of him. And he had to add the skirms to survive. I mean, do something. Do anything you can to get some damage right now if you're Ozone, because you're gonna lose a lot here. Miss-micring a little bit. He takes some vills. I don't hate taking vills here, because you're gonna lose your army anyways. And I don't hate making Combito chase you. But you have to be really creative now. I think you buy stone and you build multiple towers. Combito should go siege in the middle, I believe. Feels like a good play. And Combito with the quick walls as well. He's going to trap this army so it doesn't get away. Crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. Whew. To the person asking a genuine question in the middle of Castle Age in Game 2 in a really important series that has nothing to do with this series, that genuine question is probably better timed when it's not mid-Castle Age in a really important series. I could possibly get to it, but just, you know, little busy at the moment. Don't want to ignore you, but skirms from Ozone will be coming from 3 ranges now. So that'll help him recover with the numbers. And he does still have this tower. And it took Combito some time to move out here. I thought the Siege Workshop would be instant just because of how amazing he's playing. Still should be able to get the Siege Workshop completed, though. Ozone has to wait for his upgrades. Ozone will need Siege as well. Ozone needs to recognize he needs to skip ballistics. At least in this game, the Mangonel won't move faster. Eco KD is even here. Ozone's still 15 seconds off upgrade. He's mistiming it. Actually, his micro has been great, but I thought he was about to die before he had the upgrades. He wants to be close to this for when he does. Yeah, and now he could potentially get close if he wants. TC in the middle for Combito. Siege Workshop in the middle for Combito. Ozone is just stuck here. Doesn't know the Siege Work... Oh, does he? No, he doesn't know the Siege Workshop is there. Now he does. And now he needs his own siege. But he needs that fast. Ozone seems a little shocked at Combito's level. It's incredibly sharp. Guys, I'm actually... Like, Jordan should be, you know, well aware that either Ozone or Combito are both good. But, like, I'm looking at Combito right now and how he's playing this. Because Ozone's no slouch. This is insane, dude. We've got a counterattack with crossbows around the backside. We've got the siege push on the front. We've got 3 TCs. The eco upgrades are basically perfect. This is a truly insane level I'm seeing right now. The crossbows can just run right through into the golds. Ozone will have no real defense there. The crossbows can just park there. They can snipe everything. Will his micro on the front still be good while he's doing that? He micros back. He saves his mangonels. This is a slaughter. Ozone can't get to it. I don't think Ozone even notices it because there's got too much happening right now. He's microing here. And Combito finally loses a mangonel. But 20 villager lead. No golden come for Ozone. And our 2-seed Ozone. He's already going to be in Silver League. Even if he loses this, but he's probably shocked right now at just what's happening. Tiny little counterattack army with crossbows. But that's not going to undo the damage that was just done, man. Whoo-wee. Woo-wee. See, I don't hate... I don't like Goths. I see Gabby, who's another player in Bronze, talking in chat, saying why Goths. I don't hate Goths, but if someone knows what you're going to do, I think there's civs that can match it, and Romans is one of them. This is a nice counterattack. So Ozone will see this, and Ozone will continue, because he's like, I'm getting great counter damage. I think we're just getting to the point now. I think we're just getting to the point with this whole militia strategy where everyone knows about it. Ozone's still 0 on gold. And Combito can make some units to come deal with this. That should be no problem. And Combito finds the villagers that were in the middle, and all these villagers are going to die. Crazy. Whew. Yeah, I think it's going to be tough. Ozone needs the siege to do it now, basically. He has to grind down the siege workshop and have perfect micro with every engagement. That's the only way. But you're never expecting... Combito did the same in the previous game. He sits with 2, and he just pops out and just snipes you. Like, he just... so solid there. Here's some idle time, but he's going to kill this off. That should be no problem. It just... like, normally with micro like this, and, like, the timings, something gives eventually for a player of this caliber. I mean, both players have great eco upgrades, both players well-timed, but Combito's really impressed me. Split micro like it's nothing right there. Like, this is... oof, this is some crazy talent, bro. This is some talent right now. Ozone will run around with these crossbows in the back. But Combito still holds the middle. Still holds the middle. Still has the superior economy. Might go for some quick walls here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, just a couple gates real quick. Boom, boom. Like it's nothing. Saving the bills. Killing the crossbows. And landed a massive shot here at the exact same time. I didn't see it. Sorry. I was too busy watching the Vil micro, and bam! Crazy. I'm losing my mind right now, guys. This guy's insane. And Ozone, he adds the well played in there as well. That was extremely well played. Ozone down 2 games. Guys, I know Ozone has played tons of practice games. Clearly, Combito has as well, and Combito's ready to go. Holy crap. That was insanely sharp. And again, I feel like now that it hasn't worked, maybe the Goths thing is a little too transparent. Maybe it's a little bit too clear. The Romans, the way that Combito played this was to defend from that. He went 5 on wood, barracks, early loom. The loom was at the perfect timing, and then he just matched it with the militia. And Romans feels like a really good call against the Goths as well. Let's look at the way the draft panned out as well. Romans came in late. Goths were kind of a bit earlier. So I think he picked Romans with the thinking that he could use it against that build. Before I introduce the game, I want to say thank you to Hunger. Hunger donated $10. Says, just watched your 2 videos about gambling in AoE and the cheating incident. Impressed by the love and dedication you show for the game. Thank you, man. It's none of that was fun to do, but I felt necessary. So appreciate the love. I really do. Also, thank you, Cattle Bruiser. Thank you. For the Prime, thank you, Skittle Cakes, for the 9 months. Apple, Nixie. Also, because... well, maybe I should do this at the start of a series, but shout out to everyone who's been dropping some subs who might not even be here live. There's been a couple more people doing that on the channel while I'm offline, so I don't know the reason for that, but maybe everyone's been watching on YouTube. All right. Combito's been playing insane. Just insane. One of the highest levels I've seen. Straight up. Ozone, I'm close with. I'm good friends with. I know him. I knew a lot of his plans coming into today, or just like things he's comfortable with at least. And I think he really likes Shoals. Ozone and I probably played Shoals against each other maybe like 12 to 16 times. Now, that was last year. And that was... just in preparation for an event. And so I think while this is a Combito home map, Ozone knows exactly how he wants to play this. My guess would be, I could be wrong, that he's going to do what the Italians almost always do and try and go for just the fast castle and adapt. The other way that you could play this map, and I'm seeing more and more people do it, is going fast feudal into a couple galleys and then adapting from there and trying to go to castle age. Those really feel like the only two ways people are playing the map. But long term, you do need to have these golds. That's a really important factor. I think Ozone is going to go fast castle. Having said that, though, if he goes for the dock right now, I will be wrong. If he goes for the dock here. Interesting. I'm wrong. Okay. No one who is going fast castle ever builds their dock far away from their sea tower. So he's going to go fast feudal in some capacity, I'm guessing. So he could build the second dock, and then if the opponent goes feudal age, the fish will be protected by the tower. Combito, if anything, he's built the dock next to the sea tower. This is more of the fast castle strategy. So yeah, I think Italians maybe rushing the timings here with a couple galleys, adding a couple fishing ships, and adapt. Is the plan here. Man, I'm so freaking cold all of a sudden. What in the world? What is happening? There's such an issue. Because, like, my room heats up so much. And I have a dedicated air conditioner unit in this room because the two PCs running all day warm me up. It's like, I'll get really warm. And so I change the degrees once or twice. I think I overdo it, which is probably why, but then I'm like shivering. Oh, man. It's only 75 degrees in Florida. Yeah, but my office runs, if I don't have anything in here cooling it off, my office will run easily 12 degrees, 10 to 12 degrees hotter than whatever it is in my house. So during Titans League 3, I think it was, I don't think I used face cam then. And I was regularly sitting in like 83, 84 degrees Fahrenheit near the end of the day because it would just get so even like in the winter. Just because it would get so warm because of my computer's running. So I should be fine. Scouts are pretty weak for both. Ozone is the one who wants to take a risk right now. He's down 2 games. But scouts are the same HP. Losing your scout's a pretty big deal here. I don't think that he would ever take the fight. If there was a chance, I think he would back up. And he does back up. And they're both going feudal. They're both going to play towards galleys here, I think. Exploding King says, hey, T90, how do I start streaming, ? There's probably good YouTube tutorials on what program you can use and how to get started. Would be my suggestion. Unless you meant more along the lines of advice or something. That's a different question. But the program, all that information's out there, man. Even was back when I started, if you want to look up how to get started. So, only minor differences that I can point out here would be its double lumber camp for Combito, which does have more efficiency, but Ozone has a bigger wood line, so there's not that big of a difference here. And Ozone... Wait, he's actually gone up to 6 fishing ships first. Interesting. So he goes 7 fishing ships, and now he's adding galleys. The scout needs to stay alive on this map. Losing your scout would be horrible. Very easy that he could accidentally run into the sea tower if he wants to confirm the situation on water. The angles. Yeah, he knew. He sees 2 docks and he sees feudal. So this will be galleys for both. The difference is Ozone has more food eco, but I think that balances out because Combito has received 2 more vills. And we'll get 2 more vills later with the Bengali bonus. So we're going to have a lot of boats. Lot of boats. And 3 docks for Ozone as well. So yeah, they're both going to go galleys, and Ozone's like, I need to be ahead here in the galley war. Which just makes you think about the long-term gold. You're spending more golds in the here and now. Ozone just running this way for now, not finding anything. I think off these builds, guys, both players are going to be in They should be thinking about town centering early castle age on these gold positions. Because your eco's so much better when you make it there. You have so many more vills. It's not like a fast castle where you only have like 27 vills or like 24 vills or something. You're going to have like 32, 33, 34. So the eco is going to be significantly better to justify it. Your resources when you make it to castle age are going to be insanely strong. Combito's micro has been good. So he should be comfortable with the lesser numbers. And he doesn't have fletching yet, and he's still chasing down these galleys. It's crazy. He gets so close to Ozone, but Ozone loses the galley. Ozone still no blacksmith either, though. Going for another lumber camp. Okay. What's up, Vesku? Welcome. Mr. Sleep says, hello, been watching you on YouTube. First time on Twitch, started playing AoE1 in 97-98 from Norway, by the way. What's up, Mr. Sleep? Welcome. I thought we had someone else in chat from Norway today. I'm sure we've got a couple people out there. There's definitely some Norwegians around. Skull! Yeah, those fishing ships are still not down, which would be frustrating for Ozone. Still no fletching for either player, which feels worth it when you make this many galleys. But numbers are pretty similar because Combito's taking the better fights. The thing, if your micro is better, you can make less. You can get away with more. Micro really does matter. This is a strategy game, but at this level, execution affects strategy. Strategy is based on execution. This is completely different worlds for these two compared to the average player. I mean, I think the no fletching thing is probably experience from both to recognize they probably don't need it. I imagine there was practice sessions that made them feel like it was unnecessary and it would just delay their castle time. So that's the fact that they're both so good and they're both not doing it makes me think that that's where we're at. And Combito's got a stable ready to play Lycav and Castle Age, which I think is so good. I'm not going to lie, guys. There hasn't been a single thing that Combito has done today that I have disagreed with strategically. I've been really impressed. He's showing a lot of patience with lesser numbers here. And Ozone needs to click up. Ozone needs his market. Ozone has gone for a good build. It's gone for a very good build. So it's not off, but it will be slightly behind Combito. Why no fire galleys on this map? You can go fire galleys, but you can't go fire galleys in Feudal because the sea tower just nukes them, and you have to be right on a unit. So if you're going to go Feudal Age Navy, galleys at least can avoid the range of the sea tower and still do damage. And here comes a villager from Combito. So it's a villager and a new scout, which he sees this, and he can kill the scout now from Ozone. And Ozone just saw that. I don't know if he saw, though, that is a new scout. Ozone might think that what that is the starting scout and the villager getting the kill. And that's a pretty big deal to not know. It's just such a fun build. Like, yeah, he's prioritizing water, but he's also adding scouts. He's also bringing a villager over. Okay, now Ozone will know. Guys, I think this could be a sweep. Combito's prep is crazy. Combito's build is crazy. This is so good. Barracks from Ozone so we can add some spears, but he will have a tough job managing this. Just wondering if we will see a town center on the gold on the side at all for Combito. Insta-siege workshop. Right there to pressure this area. You could argue he needs to pressure the other area because that's where the other gold is, and this gold is almost gone, though. The Navy upgrades will come in as well. So Navy is not something he has fully given up on. Ozone does not know about the siege. Lycav. I mean, there's so many more scouts here. Lycav are going to come in. Ozone doesn't have the spears yet. He added the barracks. The scouts have just come so fast here. They're hitting almost immediately. And Ozone has to kind of sort of fight back with Vills because everything's going to die anyways. And Combito Beats him to the punch. Beats him to Castle Age. Siege is on the way. Crazy play, man. This is going to hurt for Ozone. His goal was to get to Jordan. He wanted to get to Jordan. He wanted to beat Jordan, but obviously you have to get there first. But this is what's so exciting about Titans League, guys. We got all these players who a couple years back you wouldn't have even known. And they have been training their asses off. I can say definitively that players have played more practice sets, more practice games to prep for this bracket than players in the big S-tier events oftentimes do. I can say definitively. Many players have played hundreds of games. Hundreds. And Ozone might be one of them. Combito might be one of them. I don't know. But, oh man, great micro there. Kills off the spears. That extra little bit of micro there got some good value. We have the second TC now. See, Ozone's invested super heavily into water. Combito's like, I've got a sea tower, bro. I don't need... Like, this is the better approach. Like, water isn't this important on this map. Land is. And gold is, right? And so you've got... you need some way to stabilize this if you're Ozone, and light cav would be the play. Combito again with outposts. So he has vision on everything. And he drops TC number 3 already. Bowsaw is in. Horse collar's in. Ozone might just fight on water here because he needs something to go well for him. And we'll see how that goes. Light cav are perusing around. Combito doesn't know his opponent's going light cav, but he could just continue to make his own light cav. I mean, it's not that big a deal. And there's Ozone with the fight. It's the first time I've seen both players going feudal galleys in a while. So usually it's one person feudal, one person castle. Yeah, water's super worth it later on. So it kicks back in importance later on. You're right on that. One thing I would have loved Combito to do, because this is still close, is I would love to have seen him build a TC over here instead. It's not bad to have this TC, of course. It's safer for your economy. But guys, Ozone, like, he has no gold right now. Either has to move to this gold, or maybe he takes the risk, but that's a long walk to get there. He should probably try it, though. I don't think Combito has to do anything more. People are suggesting a couple things. Like maybe a forward stable or something. I think this is a good enough position where you essentially think now you can just boom, and your opponent has to invest a lot into clearing you here. Look at the amount of outposts he builds. He's got so many of them. I mean, it doesn't really add that much more vision after a while, but he does see the stable now. So he knows the light cav are going to be coming. Maybe some knights. This choke point, though, is kind of nice for him. He deletes his own outpost just so the mangonel can stack there. Outposting on the right side for Combito so he can find if Ozone makes it over there. Ozone's expecting him to be over there, so he's bringing spears. That's a good play. Oh, but the light cav come in. Ozone's going to clear it. Oh, my God. He had so many. Oh, my God. Completely off script. Completely against the run of play. That was a crazy clear. Oh, my God. That was crazy. And now, if he can get over here and TC this, he could is still very, very winnable. I mean, he's losing a lot. That's not great. But he still has the water control for later on in the game. And his light cav should be able to push this back. I think Combito's eco is still so far ahead because he's on 4 TCs. But at least Ozone's alive. Like I said, without the spearman there, he has bigger problems. Now he can drop a TC there. Nice job from Ozone. He needed something, man. Feels like the whole series, he has just been behind. And now this is maybe adaptable. More stables from Combito, who's got a ridiculous eco lead, though. I mean, 4 town centers. One of the town centers is up on the gold now, too. He will, I guess, try and just match the light cav. Ozone's Navy can pay off here. Ozone's Navy can pay off here. Ozone's Navy can work for him really well now. I'd like to see Ozone consider getting an outpost here at some point. You cannot be siege pushed from that side. And Lycav into the main eco from Combito would be really good. Oh, man. Those Lycav they get trapped. But these Lycav don't. Combito quick walls. Are there any more holes here? Feels like if there are, he could get through still. Ozone needs to keep moving. This is fine, though. He can still just run right through to the farms. That's still really good. There's a lot of farming eco back there. Ozone needs to dive. Ozone, don't get trapped. Don't get your army trapped. I guess I watched too many Viper games. Lycav are going to run through this way. Here, this is just Lycav attacking the outpost. Here is just a random outpost from Combito. The Lycav are into the back of the farms. Lots of inefficiencies for Combito right now. But it's just Lycav, so it's not going to kill Vils that fast. But it's tough to control the game now if you're Combito. Like, you lost control, now how do you deal with it? This is a real test to see how he deals with it. And Ozone's he's got to be a little bit better there. Ozone trying to raid, and Combito just keeps baiting him into the TC. Lycav did not do what Ozone wanted. At least in terms of kills. Now, this would be a crazy play. If Combito tries a castle over here, that would be a crazy play. But this is where Ozone needs to spot it, right? This is where you need to have vision there. He knows this. Everyone knows this. Maybe not everyone, but... he's not into his progressions yet. Yeah, there's the outpost now. The level is so high. Navy must have killed a monk or two over here. That's good. Outpost is on the way. Combito is going to bring an army. I say an army. It's not much. And he's buying stone for a castle here. But Ozone has vision now. Can Ozone deny this? Does Ozone see this? Can he bring more Lycav? He sees it. He's bringing the Lycav now. He's getting raided over here, though. Here comes Combito with the Vils. Ozone's got a lot of other things to look at right now. And if Combito completes this, it's so tough for Ozone. He has so little gold. I think Ozone saw this. I don't think he actually saw the castle. Ozone's selling everything. He's going to buy his own castle, delete the farms, and place the castle right now. Right? Wait. He misclicked his market, I think. What happened? What happened? Where's the stone? He misclicked his market. Big time. We got to review that. What's happening? Oh, he still doesn't have the stone. Oh, my God. I think he misclicked something. I think he, like, bought it and sold it right after or something. I think he bought, sold, and then had to rebuy. Yikes. That is, that hurts so much, because now all his res is gone, too. Like, he lost so much there. He pulled the T90 Unk. Used the market a little too much. I mean, relatable, right? There's a lot of pressure happening. There's random Lycav to look at. He does still have some outposts over here to potentially pressure. But Combito is on the way to Imp. Ozone is going to go for petards now. You do need to mass them one by one. He accidentally sent one inside the TC. But with petards, he can actually take this castle down. But I'm just concerned, guys, because Combito's economy is unfreaking real. He's got 56 on food. Like, again, it's just his timing on the attacks and the macro is just unreal. And even if he loses this castle, it's not that big a deal, right? Like, this castle has done enough to force the issue. And he could just build another castle and make trebs. This is a sweep. Hero says T90, it seems that Ozone is nervous and it shows. Silver will help him a lot. Well, Silver will help any of these guys, right? Combito could end up being Silver. Combito, you're not seeing any nerves. Combito, you're seeing a lot. He's very sharp right now. I think the way this series started probably really affected Ozone because And if you put hundreds of games in, you put a lot of expectations on yourself. I don't really know, but I agree. All these players who fall into the silver bracket, even if they're disappointed they don't make gold, they really shouldn't be. It's a great opportunity, and they can only grow. But, like, I struggle to see a way Ozone can bring this back. Every game, Combito has just hit Castle Age, and then has exploded in population. It's unreal. It might be the best performance I've seen in all of Bronze so far. The level is... I mean, it's hard to compare, right? It's hard to compare, but, like, if you look at the level of his opponent and stuff, it's really good. It gets me really excited versus Combito versus Jordan. Combito didn't build this castle. He's got 150 eco. And, yeah, I mean, here's a random tower just to be annoying with a little quick wall around it. He's going to build a castle over here to fully protect his gold. He's just going to light cav raid and treb. And then poor Ozone is going to sit there thinking, what on earth could I have done here? How has this happened? Is this happening? Combito's the only area he's losing is on water. And Ozone wishes him the good luck next. Combito, wow. That was crazy. I expected big things from Ozone. And the thing is, it's like, Ozone could just never get into the games. He could just never get going into the games. And the second Combito would have a lead, he would just fly ahead of you. It was very, like... I mean, Hera might be disrespected by this. It was very Hera-esque today, right? Like, you look all the way to the Platinum League. Tiny little differences and then just exploding with eco. That was sick. So, Combito moves on. Ozone will be in the 10K Silver League. Still a great opportunity for him. Feels like if Ozone would have made it into gold, which would be tough, of course. You got to get past Jordan. I think it would be tough to stay in gold. I think silver's a really good spot for him. Combito against Jordan will be very interesting now because that was a crazy level. And I know Jordan's motivated to get back to gold. I mean, get back to gold isn't even accurate. Jordan was only ever in platinum, but then he, retired and forfeited all his spots. So, yeah, Combito wins. Combito looked very sharp. Not much more I can say than that. And he is fast, dude. He is so freaking fast. What is the average APM? Average APM 102, peak 287. Like crazy speed, and you can see it. It actually doesn't even feel like it didn't even feel real half the time there. That was whew. Damn. All right.